We're expecting a massive week next week in terms of for the hyperscalers. I think Apple, the bears have owned this narrative. They will prove the doubters. A little weak in terms of China. I think overall they actually beat numbers. I think Apple is one that this sort of marks the bottom that we believe we'll see for the year in Apple.
Dan, let's go there. Spend a little bit more time on Apple. The stock is down about 10% year to date, which is really unusual for that name here. Give us what the concerns are specifically about phone sales in China.
Look, and let's go through numbers too. Look, China has been soft clearly the last few quarters in terms of what we've seen with the headwinds there in the market. But when it comes to the AI release, Apple Intelligence, that we believe that's actually not going to get released till April. Baidu, Tencent, ByteDance likely going to be the partner. Is it a little softer? It's about 2 to 3% softer in China. So just to put numbers around it, Street was anticipating 225 million units for the year. We believe right now it's tracking about 230 million, 5 million ahead. Mm-hmm. The best case was 240 million. So maybe that's off the table. Paul and Tom, I think this is as way overdone sell-off as I've seen on Apple in a number of years.
Dan, talk to us about Palantir. That's a name that maybe not a lot of people know when they think about these big tech stocks. And I know you guys have been aggressive on this name, and it's been just such a great performer. Over the trailing 12 months, the stock's up 370%. Give us your call on Palantir.
I believe it's the next Oracle or Salesforce. Because my view when it comes to the AI revolution, this is probably the best software pure play in the market. Just like NVIDIA on chips, this is how I view where Palantir is on the software side. And that's why, look, many have hated this. They hated this as a teenager to start the year, 12, 13. And they despise it as a senior citizen living in Florida at 80, right? So,
right.
And I believe this could ultimately be a stock that ultimately, when you look out, who could be the next Oracle Salesforce? I think it's Palantir.
Dan, go down the Apple income statement. Okay, I got single-digit revenue growth, and the gloom crew hangs on that, given the multiple 20, 30, wherever the multiple is. But the magic happens down the income statement to generate cash. Is any part of that system, given Paul's question on China, or frankly, another 6 worries, like, is what's going to happen in Silos season 3? But with any worries of Apple, is the cash-generating machine broken?
Free cash flow is going to increase 12 to 15% the next 2 to 3 years.
So what happens? Stop. What happens at the end of the month? At 4:22 p.m., when we go, OMG, China was light, but cash flow's up how much, Dan?
I believe cash flows probably beats 3 to 5%, and free cash flow for the year will be up 12 to 15%, which is why I believe this marks the bottom. I believe Apple is a stock.
Okay, so, good morning, Mr. Buffet. Mr. Buffet likes to listen when Dan Ives is on. Are you telling Warren Buffett at Berkshire to buy more Apple?
Oh, I think it's a table bounder because it's my view. You talk about Apple being light in the quarter, but they're going to announce an Apple Intelligent partner in the next few months. And then you ultimately are going to have 25% of the world's population. When they access AI, it's going to go through an Apple device. So my view is just, it's one, that's how so many have missed the last $2.5 trillion in market cap in Apple. They focus on the bears coming out. They own the narrative. They scare white knuckles. And then Cook and Cupertino come through and you're like, and that continues to be the mantra here. This is a name you own. You don't sell Apple, you own it.